All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our webinar on QR codes presented by the Kim Group. Katie Kim is going to be our presenter this morning, and I will turn it over to her.
Awesome. Thank you, Shanika. I appreciate that. Welcome everybody who's on us, or if you're watching after the fact. Wanted to introduce myself, Katie Kim with the Kim Group, and wanting to talk to you today about QR codes and how and why to use them in your business. What we're seeing right now is, especially in this COVID timeframe and the pandemic, is that we're looking for ways that are efficient, effective, and cost effective, I should say, to get your information out there. And QR codes is an amazing way, an amazing technology to use because it is very cost effective for our small businesses. So wanted to talk about QR codes and first about how and why to use them in your business. So where the QR code, what is it? Why was it created? How does it function? And then we'll talk about some of the current technologies for the QR codes that are out there, as well as current applications. We'll even share some of the applications that we're using here at the Kim Group and at Keller Station with our tenants and also with the development itself, as well as how to create a QR code. If you've watched any of the webinars we've done ourselves, or especially the ones we've done with the Peoria Chamber of Commerce, we really want to talk to you about how to create it, not just tell you what it is, but how to actually do it and implement it in your business. So we're going to just jump right in. We're going to go to what is a QR code. So QR code actually stands for quick response code. And what it is it was a type of matrix barcode that was first designed in 1994 for the automotive industry in Japan. So not to get into too much of the details and the technical details, but kind of giving you a little bit of insight with this image here is to how is all these data points selected, found, and put into what this link and technology is. So in practice, you often contain like a locator or identifier for those. So this is what it usually looks like. This is a magnified one of it, and it's dissected into the technology of it because it uses those 4 encoding matrix. So that's as technical as we're gonna get with the QR code, and we'll jump into the history of it. So it became popular outside the automotive industry as the capacity for it grew and as maybe RFID technology wasn't taking off so much, because people could download an app on their phone and then they could scan this QR code and it could give them any type of information or connect them to VR cards or V cards, basically like contact cards for you, go to websites, search engines. And so it was really popular for those who were, comfortable with downloading the app, wanted to download the app. Some of us, and I would say I was in that bucket as well, we didn't want to download another app. And then if we did download an app and it didn't work, it was like, forget this technology. So right around in like 2011, so 2011, about 14 million Americans were using it. It decreased a little bit as some of the different technology came on with the smartphone. However, in actually 2019, there was over 2.71 billion people using QR code functionality. And there's no numbers in for 2020 yet, but I can imagine that that's either going to be 1.5 times that, if not double that number, just because of how much businesses are using the QR code during this COVID timeframe. And it's actually making their processes more efficient. They're reducing paper waste. A lot of restaurants are using them for menus. And so it's a lot of ways that are more efficient. And so wanted to kind of talk about how do we currently use that QR code. So right now, if you have a smartphone, or as my uncle calls it, just a not dumb phone, where you basically can open the camera feature and literally just look like you're taking a picture of the QR code. And you'll see here what you see on this image here, you'll see a little pop-up that says open whatever it is in Safari or in whatever your web browser is on your phone. And it's literally that easy. You don't even have to take the picture. You literally just open the camera, scan it over, and it pops up. So it's really user friendly. That technology shift by not having to download the app has really accelerated the implementation of QR codes. So I always want to start with that, because a lot of the times the people who initially were introduced to QR codes kind of have this, I don't want to touch this technology, I don't want to download another app. You don't have to. And that's, again, why you're seeing this, in essence, resurgence of the QR code technology and functionality. So looking at some of those current applications for the QR codes. So definitely, like we mentioned before, virtual business cards, having them, I know some people now on the back of actually their business card, they have their QR code so that they can scan that. At conferences, a lot of times I'm seeing now people saying, well, here's my card, just scan it. So that way they don't have to give out all their business cards as well. And you can also do like having people go to pre-text messages or thank you for adding me to your contacts and have that automated to it. What we're really seeing, what you're probably seeing a lot these days, is the QR codes with a contact menu option in restaurants. So you'll see a couple of selections that we're using here at Bones Burgers and actually at CXT at Keller Station is where there's a sticker outside their door and you can scan it. You can order online, stay totally outside if you want to, and you can actually have them deliver the food onto the outdoor patio, or you can then go in or pick it up. And some of the ones we're seeing with the restaurants too have it where once you pull into the parking space, there's a big sign on there that says, you know, scan this, let us know that you're here. Again, more functionality to automate those processes without a contact system. You can also complete mail, like with subjects and your recipients, and kind of automate sending emails to a certain entity. So if you have it where you say, hey, if you have a question about this property or this building, please scan this code, and it will shoot that email off, which automatically put the address in there. So you can have all those. Again, it's all about giving that point of information right when the user wants it, needs it, and as easy as possible. And so again, you use it to call a number for details or coupons or discounts, send locations. You can have events. So I was trying to get a good picture of the Make-A-Wish scavenger hunt that they had this weekend, where it has that QR code you can kind of see there. And that was where you could post it all around the restaurants and businesses, and people, you literally can go up, scan it, get all the details for that event right there without really even having to talk with somebody or get a piece of paper or handle any kind of contact with them. You can also use it for getting people to like profiles on your social media, or if you're, a restaurant, a Yelp, doing a Yelp review, doing a Google Business review, having people follow you on there. A couple other ones are leaving reviews, also used to, like we mentioned before, generate leads, as well as ticket entry. So one of the things on the prior slide that we looked at, I'm going to switch back here real quick, that top item there is actually in Japan. It's a theater, like the theater and the train tickets in Japan are actually have these QR codes for them to scan pretty quick. So ticket wise, it's great. Redirecting customers to different options. So one of the things that we're about ready to implement is to have something where we have a sign outside for Keller Station for events, where basically they can scan it, go to the event page, and purchase tickets right there for the drive-in movie theater, for any of, having information about the markets, anything and anything that's going on here as well. So those are just some high-level applications of types of functionality that people are now using, and getting that control and getting that information out to the customers a lot faster. So how do you, once you create it and you know how you want to use it, how do you actually promote the QR code itself? And so a lot of product companies are putting it on everything, just hands down on everything. And depending on what the product is and what the item is, then they are gearing those links to the product information that they want to promote. So here you can see there's a couple different examples of discovering, a way to connect more and discover more with the Facebook link. You can see Nike is telling people to download their app so you get instant discounts, which again, as we all know, if you download the app, you're getting that customer data so you can better market to those customers directly. You see a couple examples here of, you know, different devices. The upper one in the corner here is table numbers. A lot of times these QR codes that are on table numbers and or the tables themselves are direct links to the menu. So then you, on your phone, what do we want? You can order straight from your menu. Some of them don't even have a server that comes and takes your order anymore. They just basically say, okay, as part of their online process, what table are you at? And they deliver it all out to you. Now, we have a couple local restaurants in town that are utilizing these, and they still have wait staff come and take the order. So you can really plug and play with how you want to set up your business, how you want that service component of it. But you can leverage the QR codes to really help you streamline and minimize the contact in regards to that service aspect of the restaurant experience or even customer experience. One of the restaurants that I saw take it all the way, they actually have where when they bring you the receipt, there's a QR code on the receipt that you literally scan that, takes you to the checkout, and you don't hand your credit card to the wait staff even. I think that's a feature that Square is doing, and I think there's a couple other, maybe Cake, a couple of the other different software applications, but I think that's going to be something you're going to see more and more come out with those software systems, where again, it's just really easy to scan it, get the tasks done that you need done on those. And so you also see some people use it on email signatures as a way to, again, direct people to links. It's just as easy to click a link as it is to show the camera on there. And you can also customize the QR code. So you see here the Angry Birds image here. I thought this was one of the most fun QR codes I've seen in a long time. Social media is already using it as well for like Instagram, or Snapchat is a big one that uses the QR code. So again, just that simplicity to pass information along and get contact information as well. As I mentioned, some of the applications we're using at the Kim Group for our drive-in movie theater, we have our schedule here for the show, but then also, as you see down here, you can order from Bones and actually have it delivered to your parking space. So you can pull into your space, come, click the code, order what you want, and then say what space you're in. They also have the second image you see there, the middle one, where you can put your logo inside the QR code. So you can really customize these codes to be more marketable for you as well. So that is actually a sign that's located right outside their door for ordering. And then what we also did in regards to during the COVID timeframe is all of our tenants had different, mask required and then different COVID processes. We wanted to really streamline that between the different entities. So we created these mask required stickers, as well as this flyer here to kind of talk about the different ways that we're stopping the spread. We also have a QR code here that somebody can scan and see all these different ways we're helping them, as well as submit some questions or suggestions for helping eliminate it further, or letting us know if something's not okay with them. So it's a different way to, again, obtain some feedback and provide some information at the same time. Another aspect that we're using, oops, sorry, hold on. Let's see if there we jump. There we go. With those is the job site check-in we have. So we have a couple of our buildings are under construction, where we have people coming in and out of the building, different contractors, different material deliveries, and we need to know who's in the building, because if we do have a breakout or somebody that says, hey, I did test positive, I was just on your job site yesterday, we may not have a way to know who was all on those job site for the 10 different contractors that we had. So a couple of ways that we've thought through the process is, one, make sure that we have the standards in place and the procedures for the job site to keep everybody safe, wear a mask, stay distance. OSHA has a great kind of a schedule of times where if you're around somebody for more than, 2 hours within, or 15 minutes or so many distance in the feet apart, then you recommend to go get tested. So that's more on the construction side. The difference in the timing and the distance and stuff like that are just guidelines as well. So if somebody's in direct contact with somebody right away, they could be they could transmit and you wouldn't know. So what we did is posted this sign that you see on the left side here for every worker to complete the survey before they enter in the job site. So this sign is on the exterior of our buildings when you walk into the job site, and you'll see the first thing is point the camera at the QR code. You have to start teaching people how to use the QR codes if your staff and your customers are not used to using it. So you'll be taken to the survey to answer the questions. If the page states that you're allowed to enter the job site, please go forward. If not, please, proceed with letting us know as well as your company. So, and then if you have any questions, who to contact. So what the workers do is they come into the job site, scan, and then so you see the middle picture, this is what your phone would look like, open SurveyMonkey. And we did it really simple where you go into SurveyMonkey. So after you click that top, you'll go to the next screen, and then you'll fill out literally 5 questions. And those are based off of the CDC recommendations for questions and check-ins. And then if you answer them, I would say where you're not infected or you don't have a risk of having COVID, then it will go to a screen that says, please proceed in. If you answer any of the questions where there's somewhat of a risk that you may have had exposure, it will say, please go get tested and, report back in within, 24 hours of your test results. And then it will say you are not allowed to enter the job site. This is a way by leveraging maybe a function of a software you already have, a SurveyMonkey or some type of website that can bring in that information, because as part of this submission, we get their name, their company. And so then if we have somebody who does have a breakout or comes to the job site and has had exposure, we know who's been on our job site, which days and when, and so we can easily contact them and let them know. And so as well, we're implementing this to then be starting to go to the guest for our tenants. So where we're able to control the tenants and know who's coming to work and who's not, and easily inform them. If they have somebody that comes to visit them and all of a sudden they get a note that says, hey, sorry, Jim, I forgot, I just found out I got tested and I am positive, but we met yesterday. So I wanted you to know. This way we can then go back, he can inform us, and we can go back and inform everybody else. So it's a way to handle contact tracing, at a more local level and be able to control it. And so it's a great way for your businesses. If you have work staff that's coming in, it's also another way. I haven't seen anybody do this yet, but I think it would be great if somebody really is wanting to make sure that if there is an exposure that they're informed. You could also offer that your clients or your customers could take this type of a form or sign in. Again, it just kind of goes to where you want to take it with your business. So this is an option that we had on our job site, and we do this daily now to come into the job site, as well as we have tenants in the building. So it's just a way for us to really make sure that we're doing our part to help stop that spread. So let's get to some of the details. So how do you create a QR code? There are multiple websites that you can do it for free. You can do it where you pay a little bit of service and you get some more what we call data analytics. So who's clicking on your QR code, where are they at, what are they doing, and you can get that information. It used to be if you would start marketing and you'd pay a marketing firm, they could tell you, where all your leads are coming from. But a lot of our small businesses can't afford to pay those fees, or maybe their business isn't set up where that would benefit them for the cost. So QR codes are a great way to figure out how people are coming to you by your different sources. And so you can hop online, and we're not sponsored by anybody. I don't think the Chamber has a relationship with any QR code generator. So I wanted to basically say, if you go to Google and you say, create a QR code, start to click through some of these websites to see what additional services they offer besides just creating the free QR code. Because the QR code in itself is great for that initial function to have your users or your employees click on it and be able to give them information. But there's also the secret sauce that kind of goes another level in, where if you have that data analytics tied to the QR code, can really start to help you guide that marketing, especially as a small business. And so that's where we want to make sure you're aware of those additional features, because you can get how many times was this clicked, who clicked it, what did they go, what did they go to from it? They can really start to get, again, so much data analytics for our small businesses, which is great. So you can easily click on some of those. One of the websites that we did that I think is like quick, easy, dirty, if you will, you go to the QR code generator, which this is the website. Again, we're not sponsored, we don't get promoted or any pay for you to use this. So just letting you know, wanting to run through an example, because here, as you see, I'm gonna pull over this website, and you guys see, could somebody give me a thumbs up just to make sure you guys see that coming over onto your screen now? Awesome, thanks, Shanika. So here you can kind of say opens URL after scanning, it saves a V-card to your smartphone, it sends a text message, it can actually send an email with that predefined text that we talked about. You can get an SMS, you can get connects to Wi-Fi. So especially if you're like a coffee shop or a restaurant, if you're like me with my boys, anytime there's free internet, they want to connect to it. So this is the thing you can have on your tables or as you're in your door. We're going to use it in the Keller Station indoor market. So people who come into the market, grab some food and sit down at the table could also connect to the Wi-Fi for free. And then if you have an app that redirects to app stores with that, you can have an MP3 file play, PDF, go to Facebook, Twitter, Bitcoin for encrypted payments. And you can also show an image gallery. So one of the things we're looking at Keller Station, I know I put out that slide and now I keep wanting to tell you more what we're doing, is on some of the suites that aren't developed out, you can have the image galleries of before and afters for Facebook images, or actually just go to a photo image gallery. So that's another way that we're looking at doing it. So what you can do is kind of select and you say like, okay, this is going to go to a URL, or you can say it's going to go to a V card. Here you fill out that information. So to keep it simple, we're going to go to a URL and we'll really go to, let's go to Discover Peoria. We'll do something like that. And so you click return. And then you see over here to the right is it starts to look at what the QR code is going to be like. And you can select some different frames of like scan me, or you have a couple where you can have like arrows and you can have your logo in it. Again, you have to sign up for a couple other things for free ones, and you can have it where it's almost like an email. And then basically, literally, if you want to keep it this simple, you click download. And you have to sign up for free. And then what we've already done in this is actually created that, download it, and you see from here, you just get the image of the QR code. And you can input it into any of your marketing materials, any of your emails, electronic, websites. Doesn't mean just because you're on an electronic medium that you can't use the QR code, but that's another option to put on your websites. And really, once you download that file, you can go and take it anywhere. So that's, again, the simplest thing you can do is just to create the QR code and download it. The next level is to sign up, like you see here, sign up for free, and then also see some of the services that they provide behind it. Now, we used our QR code to provide the service of SurveyMonkey behind it. So that's another way you can tie it into your website, or if you have SurveyMonkey or a different type of software, you can tie that into it as well. So really, it's that simple, that easy. So you can keep it high level and just create the code, put it on everything, or you can tie it to some back-end data analytics. So really either way, but as you can see, the sky's the limit with this, and as much creativity as you can think of, you can pretty much do it, and it doesn't require any of those additional costs or apps or anything else that you used to have with the QR codes, which is why you're seeing them really become popular, especially during this time frame. I think the best use I've seen right now not necessarily the best, but the most used is in the restaurants that we're seeing due to the contactless ordering and transactions. So that's it. That's simple, easy of what QR codes were, what they are today, and how people are using them and how you can use them. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to myself or to the chamber. I know that they're going to be saving this video and have it online, so you can go forwards and backwards, kind of take your time going through and creating them. And really, I can't stress enough how easy and cost effective this option is for people, and then to be able to track. So thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. Do we have anyone who is currently on the call that has a question? You can type in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself at this time.
No questions. I just wanted to say thank you. That was great.
Awesome. Thanks, Anne. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Katie, again, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce. As it was stated, we will definitely record. We definitely have recorded this, and we'll have this out there for people to view. If you have any questions, Katie will, of course, be happy to answer, as well as Sharnika or Brandon with the Chamber. Thank you.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Adam.